I was like, girl, what is it time for? It's time for whatever it's time for in your life. How about that? How about that? It's time for you to start your business, okay? What's up, friends? It is your internet homegirl, Alexis Dominique, and oh my gosh, back at it again. Hey. Oh my gosh, back at it again with yet another video. And y'all, I'm so happy to be recording this video today. As y'all read by the title, I'll be giving y'all 5 pieces of advice, or 5 tips, if you will, that every new business owner should know and consider when first starting their business. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. All right, y'all, so we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty because we don't even want this video to be too long. We just want y'all to be able to get what y'all need to get, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep it pushing. So if y'all see me looking down, it's because I took some notes and I also took some lip gloss off my lips because it was too much. But okay, so the first piece of advice would be to don't outsource until it's completely necessary. And by outsourcing, what I mean is like, going and paying for services that you ultimately could do for yourself. So let me give y'all an example. For me, I paid hundreds of dollars, like over 5, to get my website built. And I've built websites myself. And mind you, like, I understand that some people don't know how to build websites and stuff like that. So in that regard, go to sites like Fiverr, look up people on Instagram who have these services, because way after the fact, like within the past few months, I realized that some people are charging like $75 to build websites. And like I said, I paid over 5 to get mine built just for me to change it. In a month, like a month after I launched back in July, I changed my website completely. Like, it looks nothing like what I paid for. And so at that point, that's I just told y'all, I paid $700 for my website. So that was $700 down the freaking drain. Like 700 of them things, y'all, down the drain. And I think it was actually $750 now that I'm thinking about it. But regardless, it was too much money just to realize and see that people are literally charging like 10% of what I paid for a site that I changed, and if I would have paid $75 and changed it in a month, then okay, it's still $75, but it ain't $750, you know what I'm saying? So if at all possible, try to do as much as you can till your business gets to a point where you don't need to be as hands-on as you are in the beginning. And 2, like, being hands-on in the beginning, like, really gives you, like, it's like a baby, you know what I'm saying? I have a business coach, and what she taught me is that your business is literally your baby. So think about it. When your baby is a newborn, it requires a lot of attention and things like that. So even in the like beginning phase, like if you're pregnant, since we're doing this baby example, like, you have to keep yourself together and do a lot of things yourself, you know what I'm saying, just to, I hope I'm making sense. I'm just gonna stop there before I get down the rabbit hole, and then it's just be like, whatever. So friends, as I was editing, I realized I didn't feel like I said what I needed to say for the first tip. So basically what I'm saying is, like, don't outsource until it's completely necessary, meaning do what you can to keep, keep as much money in your business in the beginning stages as possible. Do as much as you can, and don't outsource till it's completely necessary. Do as much as you possibly can, unless it is something that you can't do, and that's, like I mentioned, go to Fiverr and things like that. But do as much as you possibly can until you are kind of like put in a position to where you have to outsource, especially in the beginning phases. Okay, makes sense? Makes sense. All right, so number 2, don't pay for things that are free 99, okay? And let me say that one more time for the saints in the back. Do not pay for things that are free 99. Another example. So I knew I need to get an EIN and all that type of stuff because, I was wanting to do this business correct and all that type of stuff. And if you don't know, I have my own online shopping boutique, Shop Lexi Lou. I'm gonna leave the link down below. But yes, so I know I need to get all my proper filings and things of that nature and stuff like that. So I knew the first step was to get my EIN. And so I'm also thinking that I was getting a LLC as I was purchasing an EIN, because on the site that I used, it asked me what would I be using the EIN for, and because I was paying what I was paying, paid $275 for that, I thought I was purchasing my LLC. What I then found out was that I paid a filing service to purchase something that was free. EINs are free. I don't know who needs to know that, who needs to hear that, but y'all listen to me. EINs are free. Do not pay no filing service to file something for you that is free, $99, because you're gonna waste money that can then go back in your business. So don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. All right. 3. So set up a business bank account and make yourself an employee. So this probably is like the most important thing for me, like, you know, because a lot of times we just want our business stuff going to our personal accounts, and no, those are two separate things. Your personal expenses and your business expenses should be separate. You should not be pulling out the same account. And that's a mistake I made back in the day when I used to do lash extensions when I was in college. I had everything just flowing into my regular account, and so it's like I never really knew how much I made doing lashes because it was going to my personal account. So for one, set up a business account, set up your business account and make yourself an employee. And also have a certain structure to your business account. So for me, I have 1 checking account and I think 6 savings account. And I know y'all probably like, girl, what? So I have that 1 checking and 6 savings because I have like a revenue account that every time somebody purchases something from me, that's where everything flows to, right? It flows to my revenue account. And on the 10th and on the 20th of every month, I do my finances for my business, and I divvy up the money from my revenue account and put it into its proper place. So my 6 savings account consists of operating expenses, owner's pay, taxes, tithes, seed, and bonus. Those are my 6 accounts. And I mean, you know, y'all can have whatever y'all choose to have. Y'all don't even have to have 6 if y'all don't want to have 6. But for me, paying my tithes, having a bonus, and sowing the seeds was something that was important for me. Like, you know, I'm a faith-based brand, so it's like paying my tithes is a non-negotiable. A seed account is a non-negotiable because I really believe in giving to others to know upbuild God's vision in their life, or upbuild God's kingdom through their business, or whatever the case may be. However God leads me to sow, that's what I do. So I have those 6 accounts. The 10th and on the 20th of every month is when I divvy up everything from my revenue account and put it into its proper place. And then I pay myself on the 10th and on the 20th of every month. And so, you know, think about it like a job. You get paid twice a month, and it's literally your job. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I have my structure like that. I learned that tip listening to the Fashionpreneur Diaries podcast by Jessica Williams. I think that's her last name, but it's Irregular Jess, who owns Irregular Exposure. That's where I learned that from. And that was like the smartest thing I had ever heard when I was in the building phases of my business, because, you know, it gives you more structure in your business and your finances and stuff like that. You know, you have to pay your taxes. So it's like something else I learned is a little tip is that you don't have to pay taxes in your business till you hit 10K. That's federal taxes though. But once you purchase like a state taxpayer number, you have to pay taxes on your business every month. Even if you're not making no money, you still have to go in and file. And so I learned that too, because I kept getting like delinquent notice. So I'm like, I ain't even like, cause I created this like back in May or June, but I didn't start my business until July. And so they were telling me that like you didn't file nothing these months that you had started your business. So what I learned is that as soon as you start your business, as soon as you get your taxpayer number, you have to start like documenting taxes. And I did not know that. And so like, you know, I'm just sharing my knowledge with y'all. So whoever needs to hear that, hear it, write it down, whatever. And like, you know, make sure that as soon as you get your taxpayer number, if you are a business that's gonna like have sales tax on your stuff, you have to start making those filings. It's as soon as you get it. I hope it makes sense, y'all, because I'm trying to explain as best as I know how to, because it makes so much sense in my head. But as soon as you get that taxpayer number, you have to start paying taxes, basically. Long story short. All right, 4, be consistent. Literally be consistent. Nobody's gonna run your business for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and something else I learned is that, you know, when you doing your social media campaigns and you pubbing saying coming soon, all that stuff, of course you're gonna get like a lot of hype, a lot of attention. People gonna be anticipating your drop, right? But once that like new momentum dies down, it's up to you to still make your business relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to still make it to where people are wanting to shop from you or wanting to inquire about your services, whatever the case may be. It's up to you to develop that consistency in your business to the point where, you know, you're not just running it just like it's a little, you know, yeah, I do lashes, or yeah, I got a boutique. No, think about like Amazon, think about Walmart. Do you think that just because their boss, CEO, whatever, you know, may not have saw what they knew was in the, like, was in store for them in the beginning, that they just didn't be consistent? No, they were consistent. And so I want to encourage y'all to be consistent in your business, like whatever that may look like for you. You know, you may just want it to just be a side thing, but if it's going to be a side thing, give it like enough attention as to like if you're working a part-time job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, 20 hours a week at minimum. You should be pouring 20 hours into your business. So definitely, like, think like you already have achieved the level of success that you know is attached to your business. You know, you don't operate just as a small entity just because you haven't seen the massive influx of sales, like, you know, the $1 million in a minute, all this stuff we see on social media. Think about it. Like, those people did not come out the gate making $1 million their first time they launched something. What happened was they developed like a system that they saw what worked, and that they continue to implement that into their business until they saw the results that they desired. But what did they take? Consistency. So moral of the story is, brothers and sisters, be consistent. Okay, and my last tip, number 5, is the hardest part is always just starting. So just do it. Just start. Literally just start. You know, and some things, you know, we won't know until we actually start. You know, we try to have everything all planned out, all perfect, all just like to the T. But most things that like happen in business is literally trial and error. Like, you're not going to know until you put yourself out there and see and make adjustments and pivots according to what you have seen works and doesn't work for your business. You know what I'm saying? Of course, do things in excellence. Do things like, well, because it's gonna have your name attached to it, and you don't want nobody saying, oh dang, Sally Sue business is like, you know, her shipping, she place an order and she don't like let us know shipping gonna be delayed, or she do this, she, like, you know, of course do things in excellence, but also know that it's going to be certain things that you cannot plan for. Like, you, like, think about the pandemic. I'm almost positive most businesses did not have like a work from home system in place. They didn't know how they were going to navigate things of that nature. They have to like learn as it was happening. You feel me? So it's just like the same happens for us. Like, it's only so many things that we can prepare for until we just have to get out there and do it. And you don't want to sit on what God is calling you to do. You don't want to sit on that big vision that you have on the inside of you on that business just because you're fearful or you're afraid that everything's not going to go perfect. If that's your mindset, you may not want to be in business, bro or sis, because nothing is going to just be perfect at all times. You're going to definitely have some good seasons and you're going to have some low seasons. Before I became a full-time entrepreneur, I worked in sales here in Dallas, and something that one of the managers used to always say is, don't get too high when you sell it and don't get too low when you're not. And so that's the same thing in business. I try to apply that to my business. Like, you know, yeah, it's good when I be making these consistent sales and stuff like that, but I don't want to get too like just, I don't know, when, you know, I'm like that. And of course, you celebrate like all things, celebrate small wins or whatever, but also like I have to be cognizant that like it's not going to always be like this. Like, yeah, that's my desire, but you know, things happen. Like when the pandemic happened, like it literally made or broke a lot of businesses. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just like, you know, anything can happen at any given moment, and it's up to you to pivot. But you're not going to be able to pivot and like know what works best for your business if you just never start. At that point, I should have just dropped mic, because period. But that's really it. Those are my 5 tips. I'm going to go back over them one more time. Number 1 is don't outsource until it is completely necessary. Don't pay for things that are free 99 is number 2. Set up a business bank account and make yourself an employee. Be consistent. And the hardest part is always starting. So just do it. That's it, friends. I'm your girl, Alexis Dominique, and I really appreciate you tuning in today. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, give it a thumbs up, make sure you tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell their friend, to tell their mama, sister, cousin, best friend that it's time, poo. I know y'all probably like, girl, what is it time for? It's time for whatever it's time for in your life. How about that? How about that? It's time for you to start your business, okay? It's time for you to be a wife. It's time for you to be a husband, boo. It's time for you to have kids, but whatever it is time for in your life, that is what it is. It's time for your girl, your internet homegirl, Alexis Dominique, is here to encourage you, poo. That is time. How about it? How about it? How about it? All right, y'all. Bye.
7 sent from him, your girl is marked and she is destined. Period. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. I'm her, I'm she, she's me, you feel me? GP. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. Blessed to be a blessing, ain't no crying, no more stressing. I'm her, I'm she, she's me, you feel me? GP. 041219. A day I lost my mind, or the day I lost my man. That's when it hit the fan. We made a promise that we'd always be best friends, but this day it seemed real different. We start to become real distant. I used to pray for signs, ignore them like I was blind, but this day my eyes were open. I knew the Lord had spoken. I knew he said enough. My time there was up. The pain I felt inside felt like my heart had died, but in reality my spirit was awoken. He was removing him cause I was chosen. Once this finally set in, that's when my face said, hey friend. It made me trust in him like no other. That's when Jesus became my big brother.